Hey guys, I'm back today with another banger, and today I'm going over this 2015 Chevy Impala, and I'm go ahead swap the alternator out on and go ahead and take you guys through a few of these steps. Go ahead and get this thing done so you ain't got to go ahead and be paying all that money and get it done. So the first thing you want to go always and do, the first steps you want to do is always take loose your battery. What I went on ahead and do, I went on ahead and took loose this side right here. It was a 10mm, and then I went over here on the top of the engine. These are T30, so I went on ahead and removed this one, and remove this one, and that will give me more access. So I'm gonna go ahead and move those bolts like that, sit those to the side. Always remember where your bolts go. Also gotta remove this oil plug cover right here. Go ahead and remove that, set that to the side. If you would like to, you can go ahead and put these bolts right back up in here so you'll know exactly where they go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this oil cap on. Put that back on so don't get any contaminants in it, and then I also remove this right here with the flat head screwdriver here, which I'm gonna go ahead and pop out. I might not be able to do it with one hand. Nope, I can't get it with one hand. I don't want to jam my hand and tear it up and hit it on something, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that with some pliers. But you also got this connector over here. You want to slap this red tab back and then go ahead and push in on that tab and wiggle that back like that. Do got another one on the back here, so I'm gonna go ahead and wires up in there and go ahead and pry that one off just like that. Now I'll go ahead and watch your AC line when you're pulling this up. Go ahead and remove your air intake box. Now that I got access down here, so now I can see the alternator and see what I gotta work with. So to get more clearance to this job, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. Well, do I gotta remove this motor mount bracket? Well, look here guys, see what I gotta go ahead and do. Gotta go ahead and stick my ratchet or my pulley bar right up in there, get on this right here so I can go ahead and remove that belt. And once I remove that belt, then I'll go ahead and start tackling on to the alternator. Alrighty guys, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and get my ratchet right up in here. Once I get my ratchet, whoa, come on now, gimbal. So I go ahead and get my ratchet up in here. I'm gonna go ahead and pry that back, remove that belt like that, remove that tension from it. Alrighty, now that I've removed the belt, I'm gonna go ahead and attack the alternator from another angle. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get these two top bolts out of it and see what we got at the bottom. So I just broke loose the back top bolts on the alternator. They were on there with a 1/2 inch, so I went on ahead and broke those with the wrench, and now I got it removing it with my Milwaukee ratchet. And on on the left side of the alternator there is a nut, and on the right side there is a screw. I want to keep that in remembrance. Now I can feel on the back bottom side, and there's one more. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my manual ratchet, reach back there. So now that I removed that bottom bolt, the alternator is free, and now I can flip it over, remove the power wire, and remove the trigger wire. Go ahead and slide it off of that bolt back there. I'm gonna go ahead and spin it around so I can get access to the power wire. Right, unplug the trigger wire. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove that power wire. I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my 13 wrench or my 13 socket. Let's see if I can get my socket up in there, and I can't get that angle, so I'm gonna just go ahead and take my wrench, stick it right up in there real quick, go ahead and break that free, and then I should be able to go ahead and take it off by hand. So now I went on ahead and removed that power bolt. Now I gotta figure out this tricky task of getting this thing out. I see right here I got a 10mm holding on a bracket in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that and see if I can get a little more clearance. Alright guys, so when I went ahead and I went ahead and removed this motor mount bracket right here. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 15mm, and I also did jack the engine up. And make sure you put a block between the engine when you jack this thing up. And once I went on ahead and jacked it up, I went on ahead and had clearance to go ahead and remove it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. I went on ahead and got it out of there. So it was basically jammed up in that position right here. So I went on ahead, and this is your gas line. You can go ahead and kind of move it out of the way, get your wire out of the way. Then you can go ahead and reach in there, grab your alternator, and go ahead and get it out of there like that. And so now that I got that alternator out of there, I'm gonna go ahead and line it up side by side, make sure it is the correct alternator with the new one that the customer is bringing in. I'm gonna go ahead and inspect this side of this engine, make sure everything is a-okay, because you guys see it's a little oil right there. So I'm pretty sure that's probably from its valve cover, but it doesn't look like nothing too major. So inspect this belt, see what this belt looks like. Pulley tensioner was pretty strong when I removed that belt. No leaks back here or anything. So everything looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and line this new alternator up and go ahead and get it right. Alrighty, so I did get these alternators in. I got them lining up side by side, looking like it is the correct alternator. So now I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall this thing. Connectors are the same. Alrighty, so let's get this thing in there. It is from CarQuest, and there is the part number. Alright, let's get it back up in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab these hoses just like that, as I previously took it out. And I'm gonna go ahead and slide it right on in there. So now that I got it in there, I'm gonna go ahead and connect this power cable. Take this power cable right here. And it actually was this way on it, so I'm gonna put it back on the exact way. I got that power bolt on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and snug it up right there with that 13 millimeter. Now I'm gonna go ahead and connect the trigger wire. It is right here. Sorry for the bad angle, guys. I'm working with one hand trying to record and flip this thing around. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and poke it in right there. Get that secured. And flip it over into its position, and then slide it on. I'll be right back. I went on ahead and slid it over that top bolt, and now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is find this bottom bolt so I can go ahead and install that first. Or you can just go ahead and get this top one right here a little going, just finger tight, so it'll get the alignment and you won't have to wiggle that and find the bottom one. So now that we got that top one, we're gonna go ahead and feel for the bottom. I got that bottom bolt going, so now I'm gonna go ahead and get my ratchet and start tightening it up. Alrighty. That bottom bolt is tight. Now I'm gonna go ahead and slide over this top nut on top of the alternator. I'm gonna go ahead and snug these things up. Alrighty, now that alternator is installed, I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall this belt. I'm gonna go ahead and route it up and get it right there to the alternator. Pull that tensioner back, slide over the alternator, make sure the valve is over the compressor and all the other pulleys. Now I'm gonna go ahead and release that. That belt, what we're gonna do now is go ahead and get this motor mount bracket back installed. Get all the bolts finger tight. Make sure it's in the proper place. Go ahead and lower this engine. Sorry about that, guys. My gimbal tipped over, but I went on ahead and tightened all of these up, and I went on ahead and removed the engine jack. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fit this into place. I'm gonna go ahead and fit it right here in at its spot at the bottom. You guys may not see that, but as you're installing it, you will see it. It's right over in this area right here. I'm gonna go ahead and fit that over there. It's a hoop in the back where we want this back tab to go through. So once that's in place, snug it up, make sure everything's in place. And come to look at it, I didn't even have to take these Phillips head screwdrivers out because I ended up taking the whole thing out. But it is what it is, and it's over now. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten those back up. Now that I got those back tightened up, it's a 10mm that's holding this air intake in the back. $10mm in the back right over here. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up my air intake hose. Take this right here, snap it back in there, run it under. It's another tab right here. Snap it into there and take your clip, slide it onto your here, snap, and then go ahead and slide your safety clip on there. Alrighty guys, I thank you for watching this video. If this video helped you out in any way, go ahead and put a thumbs up. And if you guys are interested on cars and getting your cars fixed on, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because this is what I do on the normally, show you guys how to go ahead and fix cars so you don't have to go ahead and pay for it expensively. If you guys do want to contact me, I will leave my link in the description so you guys could contact me. And you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. And also it will be a link to the description to Advance Auto, where you can order your parts, where they'll be 15 to 20% off. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Yo guys, so I did wrap this job up, and he did also have a flat tire. So I went on ahead and pulled out that Milwaukee pump, went on ahead and got that thing together. So we don't pump the tire up now. The car is running. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but we all done. And
my dog Jimmy, if you want the best service, he does everything. You hear me? I'm talking about brakes, alternator, carpet cleaning, mount your TVs, whatever you need. This guy right here, he's your man. You hear me?
I'm on it, goddammit. So now that I've knocked this job out, I'm finna head to the next one. Thank you guys, and see you guys in the next video.